Hey guys, I'm back with another video. This time I'm going to be titling it my premonitions, as I've had many premonitions over the years where I've had these dreams that eventually come true. And I used to have a few videos of these on my channel, but I deleted them for some stupid reason. But but my first premonition that I ever had was that I was looking for this. There was this one ghost stage on Super Mario Galaxy 2 in World 5 that I could not, for the life of me, find. As I was searching all day for this one power star in that one ghost stage in World 5, to where I could not. I searched every nook and cranny for it, right? I searched every nook and cranny in the stage, right? So I could not find it, man. So I didn't know nothing else to do. I went to bed that night, right? And then that night I had a dream where I had entered the stage, and then this one toad that wasn't usually there, that was in this crystal, was there. So I decided to free him, right? And then I had talked to him, and then he had he'd asked me, do you want to know where the power star is? Obviously, having nothing else to do at this point, I said yes. I said yes, right? So he had actually told me that there was a secret area that I didn't even know about, and then if you go to the secret area, you'll find the power star that you're looking for. I woke up, and then, having nothing else to go on at this point, I decided to listen to that dream, right? Right? So I went to the stage, and then followed the instructions that the dream gave me, and then what do you know? There was a secret area, and then I had followed it, and then what do you know? I found the power star, the exact one that I was looking for. And you might be like, oh, come on, there's no way it was the same exact, the one that you were looking for, the exact one. No, it was the exact one. And I was just floored. I'm like, how the heck did my dream know that there was a secret area, let alone to find the exact power star? But I mean, I believe that God had given me that ability, to see certain things in like the future. I had another one where I had another premonition about this new episode of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the 2012 series, right? And then I had a dream a few nights before the episode aired, that Super Shredder was talking to someone, and then he threw a splinter off this high-rise type of building, right, dude? And then a few days later, I am not freaking kidding you guys, man. I watched the episode, and then that exact thing happens, dude. Super Shredder was talking to someone, and then he had thrown a splinter off of this, you guessed it, skyscraper type of building. And mind you, and some of you might be like, you had more info about the, you had that info, beforehand. You knew what was gonna happen. No, dude, I had literally no info on that episode. Dude, I didn't know what was gonna happen. Nothing. I knew nothing about the episode, dude. It's just, and yet God, I had shown me like, hey, dude, this is exactly what's gonna happen. Be ready for it. So I thought that was amazing. I'm like, dude, how the fudge did you know what was gonna happen? Dude, I had zero info about that episode because it was a new episode, right? So I'm just like, wow, that is impossible, dude. To know what happens in the episode when I had no info on it. When I had no info on it, and then my dream told me exactly what was gonna happen. Just wow, man. I've always learned to trust those types of dreams because it's like you don't know which ones are gonna be true or not. But I mean, and then one of my most insane ones that was just insane as the Super Shredder one that I told on my channel before. I had 5 premonitions about this new game that was supposedly gonna come out, right? It was and if you're wondering, yes, I actually have the game. It's Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. This Bowser's Inside Story, the freaking remake, one of my favorite games of all time, right? And then I had actually had 5 premonitions before the game was even announced that this game was going to be coming out to the Switch, or not the Switch, to the 3DS, right? And I mean, at first I kind of doubted it when I had the first dream, because it's like, because it's like, okay, better graphics, I improved combat, etc., right? And the reason why I mainly doubted this was because Bowser's Inside Story was the 3rd game in the series, but they hadn't released the 2nd game as a remake yet. So I'm like, why would they not make Partners in Time first? Right? Because most people consider that an inferior game to Inside Story, including me, which I still love the game. It's a great game, but I do agree with those people that it's not as good as Inside Story. And until Brotherhood comes out, Inside Story is going to be my favorite game of all time until Brotherhood. So I mean, that if you're wondering what game's my favorite game of all time, yeah, the Inside Story remake. It's been for 5 years, so but I mean this. But I mean, after the 3rd or 4th dream, I knew that someone was clearly trying to tell me something like, hey, dude, hey, dude, this game might be coming out. I'll be ready for it, man. And then the 3, and then the 3 weeks after I had the first premonition, I actually had 5 dreams, right? Right, but I mean, guess after 3 weeks after the first game, after the first dream, guess what game was just announced? That one of my friends, Heavy the Squid, who I used to watch back then, told me about. Guess what he told me about? Bowser's Inside Story, the remake, dude. And mind you, dude, I had no info whatsoever about this announcement beforehand, dude. So some of you might be like, Okay, you had, okay, this isn't, true. You had some info beforehand. You knew about the release. No, I had no info whatsoever. That is nearly impossible unless you are, uh, uh, unless you would know what was going to happen, which God can actually do, because he knows everything. So I thought that was insane that he would answer my prayer like that, because I wanted them to remake Inside Story over Partners in Time, mainly because it's just an overall better game, which I'm surprised a lot of people did not buy that remake, mainly because it was on the 3DS. But considering that they didn't have the Switch Lite yet, and that the most people didn't even have a Switch in 2019, I can totally see why they didn't release it for the Switch, because I mean the Switch Lite wasn't even announced yet. So I mean, why would you release it to a new console when most people didn't even bring their Switches to school? All of me and my friends, besides like one of my friends, brought their Switch to school, and everyone else, including me, brought their 3DSs. Basically. So I mean, it was just a no freaking brainer what to release it on, which I do agree that they should have released it both on the Switch and the 3DS, because that's what Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker did. Almost all of my friends bought it for the Switch. I am like the only person who bought it for the 3DS. And the only reason that I didn't buy it for the Switch is because Odyssey is just an overall better game. But that is just me, man. I think they should have released Inside Story on both, because that's what made Treasure Tracker sell well. Because if they released it on the 3DS 2 years earlier, it wouldn't have sold. It wouldn't have sold hardly at all, because most people were on the Switch. Besides, like a few of my friends and I, at least at school, most of us were on the Switches, including me. By that time, it's just at school is where we weren't, is where we didn't really bring them. Besides, like one friend of mine, of course, he's the friend who let me play the Switch for the first time, and even then, I knew it was better than the 3DS. I played because he brought Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and me and some of his friends just all played it. It was a great experience. I'll never forget that. But enough about that, guys. I hope you enjoyed this story about some of the premonitions that I've had over the years. But until next time, guys, peace.